The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 11 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, offering Buick GMC, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Hyundai, Kia, and Nissan, and the resale division, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Penfield, Fairport, Canandaigua, Ontario, and Palmyra, and online at visionauto.com. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. This is the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time we take a comprehensive look at sports in Section 5 in Monroe County. Here's our honor roll of high school teams. Number 3 this week, Pittsford men and girls basketball. The Viking season ended in a loss to Williamsville South in the regionals. The team's last win was a state qualifier over Aquinas, with Lexi Green scoring 21. The Vikings are 49-3 over the last 2 years. That's pretty good. And number 2, Irondequoit boys basketball, 22-3 and headed to the state Final Four for a second straight year. Defending state champs, as a matter of fact. Gerald Drumgoole and Patrick Thomas combined to score 36 with 21 rebounds in a state regional win over West Seneca West. And number 1, Victor Hockey. The Blue Devils capped an undefeated season, 22-4, with 2 wins in the state Final Four, including a convincing 5-1 victory over Niagara Wheatfield in the championship game. It was Victor's first ever state title in hockey. You only get one chance to make a first impression. Similarly, you only get one chance to win for the very first time. And it's a very special feeling, one that lasts. That's what's going on at Greece Odyssey these days. Greece Odyssey High School has only been around for 25 years. It is the 4th and the least visible of the 4 high schools in Greece, athletically at least. A pretty good history in girls soccer, but not much else. Until now. The Leopards are the newly crowned Section 5 Class B boys basketball champions. First-timers, and proud of it.
It feels great, man. Just knowing that we got a banner on that wall and knowing that it's our first title in a long time, it's crazy. And it feels good that my name is really on the block and I'm part of it.
It's a family atmosphere. You walk around the school, you see everybody giving you handshakes, saying good game, and I just love it.
Odyssey is the second smallest school in the Monroe County League, second only to Greece Olympia, just down the road. But it's a smaller school. I mean, does that make it, it's a tighter community. Does that make it a little better?
Yes, it makes it a lot better because our teachers, everybody's just happy that we got a title, and knowing that we're a little school, we put ourselves on the map where we want to be next year.
So how did this happen? Well, to start with, Odyssey began the year integrating 3 transfers into the program. It was an adjustment for everyone. It is called buying in.
It's not simple. With any high school athletes or any kids, you're gonna have some difficulty with the buy-in. You're gonna have some kickback. But through their work and practice every single day, they realize that this is gonna be my role. This is where I'm gonna be most successful with this team. And with our major goal, we wanted to try to win a sectional championship. I think everybody talks about those things, but throughout the year, the schedule we were playing, they realized we were playing tough teams, and we were going to be ready come March.
There's the usual regular season grind, which for the Leopards includes a heavy dose of Class A schools. Odyssey played Greece Athena and Pittsford Sutherland, 2 of the Final 4 in Class A1, back-to-back in January. The Leopards lost both, but held their own in each. Do you like that?
Of course, they really toughened us up, and those were really close games, so just playing tight with those teams just really put us on the map this year.
So some people say there's no such thing as a moral victory, but in these cases, I mean, there can be, right?
Yeah, it's never a good thing to lose, and we look at it like that, but playing tight against such great teams like that, yeah, it's always good to look at it that way.
A steady diet of larger teams won't do much for your one-loss record, but it will toughen you up.
They're difficult teams to beat because there's so many different styles within Monroe County. You have some speed with like Eastridge teams and Athena teams, and then you got those really, really disciplined teams that can really shoot it like Sutherland. or a HFL team. So we knew going into we were going to face a tough game every single night.
Odyssey finished 13-8, good for the 5th seed in the Class B sectional draw, and then knocked off Livonia in the final to claim their first boys basketball Section 5 championship. Was there a point in time in the season where you realized that, that this was a potential championship team?
Yeah, it was about mid-season because we had our ups and downs during the beginning, and we found a way to gel, and that's when we really started to flourish. It started to win a lot of games in a row.
And people didn't want to get beat by Odyssey, that B school that maybe didn't have as much success in the past that they were seeing. And now this year, we had to get scouted. People were out watching us because there was a lot of talent. We started winning early. We had a first win of the year versus World of Inquiry, who I thought was a really, really talented team in the city, and we beat them by 19.
Every game we played against a big school, we just try to make a statement, try to make people feel like try to make it feel like we a threat to them. We not an easy team. Don't look past us.
Being looked past is an advantage Odyssey will no longer enjoy, but that's okay. It's a worthwhile swap for athletic immortality.
There's a buzz going on in the school. It feels really good to know that there's going to be a banner up there. And that's what we looked at yesterday is where's that banner going to go? And it's going to be there forever. Their names are always going to be on that plaque, and they will have that memory of playing in the Blue Cross for the rest of their lives. But you got to know the personnel. And the part is, normally we play teams and you know them. You've played them a couple times. This isn't going to be like that. And we box out. We're going to have to really, really work on boxing out today and tomorrow. If we don't, they will fly in.
Odyssey finished 17-8, losing in the state regionals to Health Sciences of Section 6. Coming up, coming of age at Bishop Kearney, and Paul Gotham joins us for the Dunkin' Donuts High School Notebook when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Dunkin' iced coffees are $2 from 2 to 6 p.m. That's right, all sizes, all freshly brewed, all with that signature smooth Dunkin' taste. Power up with a Dunkin' iced coffee for $2. America runs on Dunkin'.
Welcome back to the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. It is time now for our Dunkin' Donuts High School Notebook with Paul Gotham from picksandSplinters.com. All right, Paul, you swept your predictions on the high school sectionals. Congratulations on that. So we move into the NCAAs. We've got some representation, don't we?
Yeah, it's great to see. Dante Carruthers, East High guy, moving in there with UB. And, of course, Deshaun Much, his third straight appearance with Iona in the NCAA tournament. It's great to see the guys from Section 5 moving on to the sport's biggest stage. And, of course, our three guys at the NIT, Quentin Rose in Temple, Isaiah Carter in Washington, as well as Anthony Lamb in Vermont making the appearance in the NIT.
Yeah, Lamb's exit. Vermont's exit was a crusher, right?
Especially considering it was at home. You would think all the pieces were coming together. He's getting back in a lineup, starting to get himself back into game speed, and they're playing at home. You're thinking that they're going to get that bid for the second year in a row, and it doesn't work out that way. With him, though, that's going to be a good adding to the chip on his shoulder for preparation for next year.
Yeah, kind of. It's sort of a backhanded compliment because that conference is so small. The fact that they get an at-large bid at all, I mean, is a nod of respect to Vermont and Anthony.
Oh, sure, and why not? I mean, certainly that conference battles it out. There have been some good teams coming out of there from past years.
The crop of seniors that we have coming out of high school basketball now at the top level, who's in demand? Who are we going to be talking about at this time next year?
Who are we going to be? So our juniors that are moving on, that'll be seniors next year. We'll be talking about Gerald Drumgoole and Patrick Thomas, without doubt. And certainly Keith Slack over at Gates Child is a name that we're all going to need to know. And we'll have some younger guys, Taj Hill, Tony Arnold over at Eastridge, and Taj Hill at Hilton. Those will be guys that we'll be talking about next year.
What's the market, do you think, collegiately, 2 years down the road for a kid like Miles Brown?
For a kid like Miles Brown, it's going to be interesting for them because they're going to move up a classification. They're going to move up to A next year.
No, because we're talking about North Star and their 2,000-point score as a junior Miles Brown.
Yes, and so when you think about he's going to enter into that higher level, over the last couple weeks, we've seen a Miles Brown who's kind of kicked it up a notch, and it'll be great to see him next year in that Class A and how hard he's going to play.
Yeah, it's going to be the best thing for him, don't you think?
Without question, because there's a lot of talent there. A lot of people take North Star for granted because they play Class C, and they don't think it's at that level. Go watch him play, and you'll see for yourself.
NCAA, you got a team you're really looking at and thinking that they could do well?
My heartstrings are pulled here, but I think Xavier, with that #1 seed, is going to advance to the Final Four for the first time in program history. We'll see where it goes from there.
Boy, that'd be something. You know, I mean, just the fact that they're a 1 seed, a team like that, it's a real plus.
That's been a great run that Chris Mack has had with the Musketeers. Trayvon Blewett is a guy that everybody's going to learn his name if they don't already know his name.
Paul Gotham, PickandSplinters.com. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
With our Dunkin' Donuts High School Notebook. Coming up, we salute our Wegmans Making the Grade nominee with Kim, and later, Sanaya Wilson, Mariana Freeman, and the rest of the Kearney kids come of age. When the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Welcome back, and thank you for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for Making the Grade, brought to you by Wegmans. Wegmans is a proud supporter of Making the Grade, which highlights the accomplishment of Section 5 student athletes on and off the playing field.
Making the grade this week is Molly Alessi, a senior at Churchville Chili High School. Molly has been a member of the girls' swimming and diving team since her freshman year, and due to her leadership abilities, she's served as a captain of the varsity squad. She's even volunteered as the modified swim team manager for 2 seasons, helping out the talent coming up through the program. Not only has she become an expert in time management, balancing practice and swim meets, but she also finds time to hit the books. Since entering high school, Molly maintains an average above 90% and takes both IB and AP classes. Her grades have earned her a place in the National Honor Society. Molly takes no time off during the summer as she gives back by volunteering her time with a local rabies clinic. And next fall, Molly would like to pursue a major in diagnostic medical sonography at Alfred University. Nominated for her reliability and pride in her work, this week, Molly Alessi is making the grade.
If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. You can send them in to info@classywolf.com. Now here's Bill with the Section 5 calendar.
Here's the Section 5 calendar for the week ahead. Let's call this wishful thinking. We have boys tennis matches scheduled for Tuesday. Among them, McQuaid at Pittsford Mendon, while Sutherland heads west to Churchville Chili. Those matches are scheduled to begin at 4:30. The first game of the boys lacrosse season is on Thursday. Gananda travels to Greece for 5 o'clock game at Odyssey. Another hopeful sign of spring next week on Monday, golf. The boys of Fairport, HFL, and Brighton are scheduled to play at CCR, 3 o'clock tee times. That's Section 5 calendar for the week ahead. Coming up, Bishop Kearney wins a girls basketball sectional. Get used to it when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. This is the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Here now, a look at our honor roll of high school athletes. Number 3 this week, Noah Robinson of Victor Bowling. The top local finisher at States. He was 2nd overall, averaged .212 over 6 games. His best was a .247. Number 2, Jermaine Taggart. McQuaid basketball. Taggart scored 25 in a regional state tournament win over Niagara Falls. 17-8, McQuaid heads to the state Final Four for the first time since 1993. And a number 1 this week, Miles Brown, the North Star boys basketball scoring machine, added another 33 points to his resume, which already includes over 2,000, and he's just a junior. North Star beat Tapestry Charter to advance to the Class C Final Four. For 3 years now, Sanaya Wilson, Mariana Freeman, and the rest of the Bishop Kearney girls basketball team have been lying in wait. The wait is over. We all knew they were going to be good. How good and how fast were the only questions. 2 years ago, Bishop Kearney started 3 7th graders and made it all the way to the Section 5 finals. Those 7th graders have matured into fabulous freshmen. And the result? A championship. Perhaps the first of many. Right on schedule?
No. It's definitely ahead of schedule. I always thought that if we were able to take one this year, then they could really have a very stellar high school career. I always knew that this year would be probably the year that both Mercy and Penfield would be at their peak. As far as talent and chemistry, those two teams, they've been together a long time. And long as in from JV on the way up through varsity. So I knew if we were going to get one, this was the time to do it.
So it goes without saying then you're fairly pleased with their development.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They're definitely ahead of schedule, but yeah, very pleased.
There are fully 6 ninth graders and an 8th grader on the varsity roster. Kearney doesn't have a JV team. So you learn as you go. Sanaya Wilson, who earned a D1 scholarship to Syracuse as a 7th grader, has become a dominant inside player and a force off the glass. Listed at 6 feet, she plays bigger.
7th grade year, I would play and be okay, play in the game, do what is needed of me. And now I'm in a position where it's I'm gonna help carry my team to victory and play my best.
And there's Mariana Freeman. She's all of 5'3", but plays like a water bug, fast and elusive. Between them, Wilson and Freeman figure to wind up with 12 years combined varsity basketball experience.
I've been blessed. It also helped me get to know the game and helped me become more comfortable with it, because at first, I kind of played kind of timid or frantic, especially during the championship game, my 7th grade year. But during the championship game this year, I've been able to play with more poise and have a certain maturity that you wouldn't see most 7th graders playing with on their first year of varsity.
The captain and caretaker of this group is senior Allure Simmons, Division I Monmouth bound, and the MVP of the just completed Class AA sectionals.
I could say that being a veteran, being the leader, being the captain, that's a big role to take on, because they're all little girls, not little girls, but they're all younger than me, and their mindset isn't where mine is, but that doesn't affect their game at all. They play just as if they were playing as if they were older girls as well. So I feel like them being so young really doesn't mean anything.
It's been great having someone above you where in times where you can ask and learn from. So she's been like a older sister to all of us, where we were down, she was there to help pick us up, and then that's where we can now pick each other up because of her.
Before the Kings could earn their rightful place atop the section, they had to get past Mercy. The Monarchs and Kearney have now played 4 consecutive championship tournament finals against each other.
This crew was extremely important, because this team, outside of Allure, had never won a game against Mercy. They had won 7 straight games. So that was the boogeyman in their eyes. This crew really started as 7th graders. So their first game against Mercy was as 7th graders. 7th and 8th grade, they couldn't beat them. And 9th grade, they finally got over the hump. Mercy is very, very, very good. Senior-laden team. They got some heavy hitters, so, it was definitely a mountain to climb.
Armed with a Section 5 championship, it is difficult to imagine that Kearney's best days aren't still ahead.
I have goals and stuff, and I feel like within the 3 years, I'll be able to achieve some of my goals.
What are some of those?
Scoring 1,000 by next year, and hopefully 2,000 by my senior year, and also to develop into more of a point guard, and not only show my scoring abilities, but also show my passing abilities, and also to improve on defense, and to be able to find my teammates easier.
Are you sorry that you're not going to be part of that?
Yes, because they're so young. They have so much to look forward to, and they have a long way to go into their seniors. So that time that they have they have a lot of time to grow, and I wish that I can experience that with them. But it's kind of bittersweet. I'm ready to graduate, but I'm not ready to leave them yet.
Kearney advanced to the state Class AA Final Four with a win over Orchard Park. Wilson and Freeman combined to score 35 points. We would like to thank our sponsors, especially the 11 dealerships of the Vision Automotive Group. They make the Sports Beat possible, as do you. Thanks once again for watching. We'll see you next week with the Vision High School Sports Beat.